New details tonight on a lawsuit against the EVSC filed by the family of a student with special needs.
Well, last night, the EVSC said that they were aware of the lawsuit and were looking into it. Today, Eyewitness News' Emily Blackmar met with the legal counsel and has more. Emily?
Speaking with attorney Pat Shoulders for the EVSC, he says this is the first case in his 36 years with the corporation that will go to trial. Under federal law, Shoulders says he cannot speak to specifics of this lawsuit, but did speak generally about the dispute.
I'll simply tell you that the dispute really is over a request for the EVSC to pay for placement out of the home in another state at a boys ranch. And we don't believe the taxpayers of Vanderburgh County need to shoulder that burden when adequate and very good services were being rendered right here in our schools.
The family's lawyer, Catherine Michael, says that's not the case. She says the Indiana Department of Education covers more than 99% of the cost associated with residential placements. And speaking of an excess cost fund that the corporation can apply for.
When a child needs a residential placement, where that money is actually coming from, because it's not coming from the local source, because a lot of school districts wouldn't have the money to do this. So this is not about the taxpayers of Vanderburgh County. In fact, the only thing that they're having to pay are the attorney's fees that they're paying to defend this action.
In a news release, Michael calls this a systemic issue, that schools should be supporting children with special needs, not fighting to keep them in unsafe environments. The EVSC says an individualized education plan, or IEP, is completed for every special needs student. We're told an annual review of the IEP is also completed with parents and teachers. Shoulder says the EVSC works every day to tend to those needs.
When you say a systemic problem, we have exactly one case with 4,000 plus kids that's pending a hearing right now. So that's nonsense. Let me say this. The law allows the prevailing party in these cases to ask the hearing officer or the court to award attorney fees. If and when we prevail, we intend to seek reimbursement of our attorney fees because we believe this case is unfounded.
Shoulders calls it, in his own words, disgusting for the attorneys on the other side to ask for a closed hearing. Yet a news release was made public just days before going to trial. The trial will take place on Monday, and Shoulders has motioned for it to be open for Eyewitness News to be there.